Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. Um, Thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining us. Today is going to be a very touchy subject, very deep subject, and I have my guest Kev on here today with me. And today in this episode we're going to be exploring the concept of God's spirit going beyond traditional notions of faith. It delves into the practical ways that spiritual energy manifests in our lives and impacting our relationships, creativity, and overall well being. Let's dive in. So, say, Kev, welcome to the podcast again. We are so glad to have you. Today is going to be a little bit different. We are going to be just having a discussion about, our faith, our belief, what you think, what I think. And I think that we just need to let the world know kind of what we feel and what we think and, our ways of viewing God and what spirituality means to us. So, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
So today, we were. I know we were in discussion about God and spirituality. Now, I do want to ask, do you believe in God?
Do I believe in God? Do I believe in God? Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God.
I definitely believe in God.
Okay, so we are okay. We're on the same page with that. But do you have an understanding that there are different gods that people serve?
What God do you serve?
What you mean?
Because I serve, you know, my God up in the heavens.
Okay, but I was listening to another podcast, and the podcast it was like the light is dark and the dark is light. I mean, I believe that to a certain extent because it's like if you have like a death experience or like you might be dreaming, you might think it's a dream, but you really in a transition, right? I feel like if you go to the darkness, it's gonna show you because I've experienced that. It shows you all your loved ones. It shows you
Ch-
all the spirits. It shows you, like you don't know for sure. Like when you're going through that transition, you don't. You can feel. It's more about feeling and awareness. It's not like touching, like physicality. So when you're going through that tunnel and you're passing all these spirits and souls as you're going through, they're lights. They're light beings. Or you see them as a light, but once you hit the light, like you keep going towards the light, it's from my experience, it brings you back to life.
Hold on, I'm
It's
gonna
like an
stop.
awakening.
Let me stop you right there. If you have light, of course you're gonna have darkness.
Hmm.
It's like with any movie you see, you have the goods, you have the bads. Of course, if there's good, there's bad. Light versus darkness. So when you're referring to death, it's not darkness. It's taken to the light. Death is not darkness, it's
What
light.
I'm saying is from my experience, when I had a now that I look back, I was having a transition in experience. From my experience, you reach the dark. Like when you transition, it's dark. Like, and when you're on a certain spiritual realm, it's dark, and you're passing souls, and it's
Hold on,
almost
hold
like
on,
you have a spiritual guide with you.
hold on. I'm gonna stop you. Who give you that bunch of bullshit?
I said from my experience.
See, death from there.
From my experience, that's what I said. Like you over here saying who gave me some. I said from my experience, meaning that this
They,
happened to me when I was in transition. But looking back, I didn't know that's what that was because I was younger when it happened.
let me explain something to you.
So as I was passing through, it was a bunch of light beings. Like you pass lights, like
Yeah.
light beings. You pass people that's nothing but light, and you can feel their energy. That somehow you was connected to these people, but also you had a spirit guide that you met up with along the way that showed you like what everything is and asked you kind of did you want to keep going towards the light or did you want to stay in the dark?
See, let me explain something to you. When people say don't go into the light, it means Okay, darkness. This world is already darkness. This is a very evil world. This is darkness. But when you transcend over there to the light, you go into the good. You go into the inner spirit where you go into your good
But light is
flesh.
dark, dark is light.
Yeah,
It's
right.
the whatever we've been taught, it's the opposite.
Yeah, right
We've
here,
been taught that light is good.
right here in this physical realm. This is nothing but darkness. This is a whole bunch of darkness. And that's on when you have the world where it says, and then God said, let it be light, because this was nothing but darkness trying to shine
So
into some
light
light.
was evil because Lucifer was light.
Yeah, because that's what
That's
you
what
get.
I'm saying. Light is evil.
If you look into the Statue of Liberty,
Hmm.
that's nothing but Lucifer. Lucifer has the 7 points. It's showing the light.
Where
This
does it say that in the Bible that he has 7 points?
7 points is the 7 crowns, the 7 points of the crown.
Oh,
He
okay.
had a special crown meaning for him because
Hmm.
he was made by a different source.
Hmm.
He came from the powers of the sun. So when you get to go to the light, you go to the spiritual realm of your own light. You go into the good side. Right here, we're in
So
the
you're
evil
trying to
side.
say when you're in a transition that you have your own light. But like I said, I had an option to go back towards the light and reawake
Yeah.
or stay in the dark and just live within the souls that was in that realm.
See, I'm gonna tell you something.
Because what people don't understand is there's different realms. You think you're hitting heaven right away. There's different realms
Oh,
above and below.
oh, you should absolutely right about that. Cause look, even in heaven, heaven has different sectors. Everything and there's levels.
Okay.
You're not gonna get right away to the heavenly Father. There's
So you
different
still
sectors.
gotta go through steps and channels if you pass away. What's the point of making us? That is kind of
Hold on. You can right there.
yeah.
You're going a little bit too far. See, you, the whole point right here
Hmm.
is to fulfill a purpose. You're in the dark world right now.
And we're
'Cause-
here to fulfill a purpose.
So when you pass away, and let's say you're going to the light, don't walk into the light. It's because you're going to the good side. So when you start walking to the good side, you get lost in the good side because it's a big world there. It's a
Hmm.
bigger world than this physical realm,
Hmm.
around where you at. Right in that world, it's much bigger. Choice is bigger. Right here, you can fit an infinity of people and will never get full. Right here in this spiritual realm, in this world, we will get full because in this world we have corrupted it so bad so that we made it dark. So when you talk about Lucifer, Lucifer can contain darkness in here because he became to assess.
So
He
can I
became,
freely speak, openly speak? I feel like Lucifer. So do you? So this is how I view it. I think Lucifer runs this world. This is his world. God allowed him to run this world.
God did not allow him to run this world. He took it upon
Oh, so
himself.
he took it.
He took it upon himself because,
It was a challenge to God.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
because what happened, Lucifer challenged God.
But he
So
wasn't the first to challenge God.
there was another,
The primordials, they challenged God
actually,
before
actually,
Lucifer.
there's a forgotten angel that nobody knows his name. He forgot his, it was before Lucifer. That he also, that's who Lucifer actually mentored.
So so when we're praying, like, do you think that we're praying to the right God? Because for me,
Okay,
when I pray, I strongly believe that I'm praying to the higher supreme being, like the person who created all the heavens and earth. That's
see,
what my so that goes back to belief and what you who you believe you're praying to,
when
right?
when you pray, you really supposed to say our our Father and
Heaven.
our Creator.
Mm-hmm.
When you say I'm praying to God, you gotta understand Lucifer considered himself as a god.
Oh, so you can't just say you gotta address who you talking to by name.
You got to address it because Lucifer takes those words and run with it. Because Lucifer, it's like Lucifer want to be in first. It's like the first in line.
Mm.
So when you say, "I pray to you, heavenly,"
He's stepping up. He's stepping up immediately.
yeah, and also with Lucifer, right now he has the ability to transform us back to the angel of light, which
He
is
has
very
the ability to do what?
transform to back to the angel of light, which is very deceiving.
So why would God allow him to do that?
Cause Lucifer, he became saying it never said God took away his powers.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the Bible said that God took away his powers still remained fully attacked
Mm-hmm.
when he was first created.
Right.
So you got to remember, Lucifer hated us for one purpose. We actually were made before the angels.
Mm-hmm. So beyond the literal exploring the concept of God's spirit, this is not just about blind faith. It's about
We
a
actually,
deeper understanding of the divine force that permeates all creation.
do you understand we
So
are gods?
we're not just talking about having a faith in something that we can't see, because I believe that everything is right in front of us every day. Like we get signs every day from God. Like God gives us signs of good and bad that's to come, or that's happening at the moments in our life.
Did you know we're actually gods? He made us with his same powers.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same abilities as him.
Mm-hmm.
So when Lucifer found out we had the same abilities,
Mm-hmm.
that's when he started trying to backward every single thing that has given to us.
So how can we experience from your point of view, how can we experience God's spirit in our daily life? How do we know that okay, this is God talking to me, or like this is something that God is
You,
giving me?
okay, first of all, in order to experience that, you gotta go much deeper inside yourself. You gotta go
Mm,
inner
like
peace.
searcher.
Yeah, you gotta go inner peace. The inner peace with yourself, you're gonna open that realm to go into actually experience what actually God give us, not what Lucifer trying to conceive. Because what Lucifer's trying to be is he sends his fallen angels to trying to talk to you and convince you this is the right path, this is the right way.
Right.
But when
So basically, you got to do some connecting with your inner voice, like some
yeah,
soul searching,
you
in
gotta
order to really hear God,
you
the
gotta
God within.
you gotta reburn. You gotta fight with yourself and be being reborn as your own self as a new person in the
Mm-hmm.
spiritual realm. Because everything fights from the spiritual realm.
Mm.
So that's when they make the movie Kung Fu Panda, because everything realms on the spiritual realm.
So you think that if somebody was in any situation that they shouldn't fight physically in the carnal, they should fight within the spiritual realm about the situation,
Yes.
because that's much more powerful than fighting with flesh.
Yeah. So if you watch,
What if you got things against you? What if you got like people putting like spells and hexes against you and stuff like that?
you can you can break them. Because see, if you watch the movie Kung Fu Panda, they
Mm-hmm.
talk about Kung Fu for distraction, but
Okay.
they talk about the spiritual realms, how you actually become more powerful as your spiritual realm. The more inner peace you have, the
Mm-hmm.
more powerful nobody's gonna be able to touch you. You're gonna defeat everything income.
Every every single situation is to
Yeah.
go defeated. Okay.
Because the problem is when people look, they're trying to fight in the physical realm. In the physical realm, that's what Lucifer wanted you to do. You want to create wars, want to create violence, you want to create drugs, prostitution, all this stuff. But when you start fighting in the spiritual realm, who's going to stop you?
So like back to the soul, like soul searching, the language of the soul speaking to us from my point of view is through like feelings, like those deep intuitions. Sometimes you have dreams, sometimes you have like synchronicities like deja vu. And it's guiding us towards our highest potential and our highest selves. What do you think about that?
Soul searching is very powerful because what happens is, like I was mentioning to you, it also goes back to Lucifer. Lucifer, this case is suspect to the angel of light, which is trying to become good,
Mm-hmm.
making you see believe that it's good. When you do soul searching, you gotta be specific what you're searching for, because when you do
Mm-hmm.
soul
Because it's gonna
searching,
open up some
yeah,
shit.
that's it's an open portal. So
Mm.
so
So
when
you
you
let things in.
yeah, of course, that's when you let demons in, you let all that stuff. So it's like an open. Imagine a giant portal and everything just coming out.
So that's why they have, like, let's say in churches, for example, they have holy, like the holy oil, right, to
Yep.
protect you, because once you open up that portal, not only letting in good, you're letting in evil. And it's the same thing like in spirituality when people do like hoodoo, voodoo, and stuff. They use salt or whatever to ward off those negative energies when they're doing work within the spiritual realm.
That's why in churches they use the bell. They 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 build it 3 times because
Bell,
the bells.
you know they took away the bells
Yeah, they took it away
because
because
it gives off a certain
it's awesome.
vibration,
So,
energy.
so if you watch the movie Venom, Venom cannot sustain the Venom as a demon.
Wow.
So when they making the movie, making look like he's a hero and all that stuff, it's to make you believe that Venom is good. They demons are good. They're here to protect you.
I seen a movie, I think it was Spider-Man, and I think he was trying to hold on to the bell or something like that.
Yeah, cause he was using the bell because he had a demon inside him. And
Wow. Okay.
that's what the Venom is.
That's what the bell represents. That
So
so they don't like hearing it.
they don't like to hear it because when you ring it 3 times, it completely vanishes.
Oh, so oh my God, like that is so crazy. That's why people have, those things when a person door open and it say clink, 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 like it
Yep,
makes that clink sound like a bell kind of,
three
because
times.
it's like warding off any negative energy that's about to pass through that door.
Yeah, remember.
Do you remember our parents used to have those?
Yeah,
Like when you pass through?
remember what Jesus Christ told his one of the disciples,
Nope.
and that was what's his name? That was one of the disciples. He said, before the rooster can uh sing, you
Hmm.
will deny me 3 times.
Wow. No, I didn't know
So
that.
the number three, it means it's a big significance because when you say it 3 times, it becomes true.
That's why people say amen, 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 or
Yep.
spirituality, ashe, ashe, ashe.
Yes.
Because after the third time, it becomes patent and true.
Yes.
Got you. Okay. Okay. So I was going to
Oh,
say,
it was Peter.
oh, okay. So, I think that every day we should try to recognize the divine in all things. Like, even if you're going through a bad situation, you should be like, okay, this is working in divine order for my greater good. You can't think like, oh, this is working against me, because whatever, like I made a previous podcast, whatever you think, you're manifesting into the spiritual realm. Even if you like, if you keep saying like, oh my God, I'm gonna end up in the hospital. I'm gonna end up in the hospital. I'm gonna end up in the hospital. You're not saying it like back to back, but you're saying it at like three different times, like during the week or during the day. You've created that, like uh that reality for yourself now,
Yeah.
because you said that three times.
Let me ask you this: when you go to a store, what you see more of? If you go to the school supplies, what you see start seeing more of?
School supply store.
Yeah. What you
I
if you
mean,
go?
notebooks, pencils,
Yeah. And what else?
pens.
Yep. Pens are starting to become less of accessory. Why? And paper starting to become less accessory. What do you think they give us electronics? Trying to because when you have electronics and you type it in, you're
Mm-hmm.
not
It's not as powerful.
it's not able to manifest. But when you write in the black ink, you sending out an manifestation
Not
out to
only
the
that.
universe, to the universe to be like, hey, let's say back in the as a childhood, be like, okay, I'm gonna become rich.
Mm-hmm.
You start writing it.
Writing it, yeah. Writing creates like a manifestation.
Yeah. So everything that was on black,
Mm-hmm.
black and paper, this is like a spell. It's like you casting a spell to your spiritual realm and be like, okay, this is what we want to do. So so now they're giving you electronics so you can keep you off the spiritual realm. So the more spiritual realm you do, the more electronics they give you, all these iPads are saying all more 5Gs, 6Gs, 4Gs, 2Gs, all this stuff is to keep you out of the manifesting. Because the only people that want to be the manifesting is them. That's why they still got paper. But now you don't have paper. Now in school, don't even have paper.
So they basically how I feel like with that, what you saying that they basically disconnecting us from spirituality
Yeah,
because paper comes from the earth, and
yeah,
so when you use paper, it's more of a you're dealing on a spiritual realm with God because that trees is something that He created, right? So if you're writing things on paper like a petition to God, like Satan go to God every day and petition something against us, right? But if we're writing to like for example 5 years ago, you could have wrote, "Hey, I want to be married in 5 years," right?
yep,
5 years come now, or maybe it might be a little bit past 5 years, but it's within that. You got married, but guess what? You going through some hard times
yeah,
because when we write things, a lot of times when we write or say things, we're not specific. When we asking God, we just say, "I want this, I want this." You didn't say, "Hey, I want me a 7 bedroom house, 3 car garage, nice lawn, gated."
yep,
You didn't give detail. You just wrote, and people don't understand writing is powerful. Like
yeah,
even them taking cursive out the school,
yep,
it has really made a difference in children even having a strong, like, what is it called? Because I remember like as a kid, for example, when they used to ask you, "What do you want to be?" "Oh, I want to be a firefighter." "Oh, I want to be a doctor."
yep.
Like they had like a strong will. Nowadays you ask a kid, "What do you want to be?" They're like, "Huh? Want to be?"
Say,
Like, "I want to be on my laptop right now,"
check,
so
check this out.
so it's like so it's like taking away paper and incorporating um technology is
Yep.
disconnecting us from spirituality.
Let
That's
me
kind of where I
check
was
this out. Cursive was the original way to manifest.
really.
Yeah, and yes, it was. Because when you write something in cursive, it becomes true. So now kids these days they coming out and so much electronics, they don't even know how to
They're
write.
typing, yeah.
So they're typing it. But you tell me, write me a letter. Be like, all right, where's my laptop? But they can
And
manifest.
matter of fact, they're not even typing; they're using AI to help them write it.
That's correct. So that's why that's very important when you have your when you really want to deal with the spiritual realm. That's important to deal with the spiritual realm. What do you think the spiritual realm really comes from? When they say, "Oh, you have to look into the universe," what do you think the universe really is at?
Mm.
It's within yourself.
Wow. So space
So, so,
is within yourself.
so,
Space is not out of space. What they're telling us.
space is not really space. Space is under the ocean.
But I'm saying space and universe is kind of the same thing a little bit,
Yeah,
right? So if you're saying that universe is within yourself, so that means space is within self.
yeah.
You're
That's
creating that space.
what do you think when they say, "Oh, it's in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is within you." So,
So, oh wow, go ahead, go ahead.
so Jesus Christ is within you.
Mhm.
Why do you think they came up with the word Jesus Christ?
Mhm.
And the word Jesus Christ is because it's an element inside of you.
Mhm.
So in order to bring Jesus Christ out, you gotta hit the element in order to bring him out.
Wow.
That's why they say, oh, he resurrected in the third day. It goes back to the third day, because in order to see Jesus Christ, you gotta look inside yourself in order to see Jesus Christ. So that's
So,
why they put so much emphasis and say Jesus Christ is you. This
mhm.
is Christ has never died. All
Mhm.
this stuff. It's not that a man actually says the name Jesus Christ. It's not that. It's the fact that actually isn't. It's an element inside your spiritual realm, inside your own body. In order to hit the element, you gotta go and do an inner peace. But people don't want to do inner peace because the first thing they go like, "What's up? That's a bunch of bullshit. Why I'm going to do that?"
Mhm.
But if you really meditate and hit in the inner peace and tap into that, you're gonna bring that out.
Mhm.
You're gonna bring it out, and you're gonna be more powerful.
So, was you done?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say so. Um, when they say Jesus Christ is coming back, I personally believe that when they're saying that, they're not saying physically. They're saying that the planet is going to be on such a high vibration that people are going to reach Christ consciousness where they're aware and they know how to elevate themselves spiritually. Not physically, a man is going to come back on earth after he's been, according to the Bible and religion, he's been prosecuted and all this type of stuff like that. I think that they are meaning on the